is how we do that.
Здесь на SalesForce
So
проходит
it's simply one trigger for
event.
one dispatch to call actions and provide DML, and then one or more services to do the logic without having to worry about that DML errors. So again, we modulate it out, let each thing do what it does, let it do it well, and all it's got to do is communicate itself back upstream. So we're going to take a look at an example trigger right now for a custom object we have called account segmentation using purpose. So coming over to the trigger, as you're going to see here, it's very, very simple. We just simply have a few blocks in here. There's only one action line in here for each one of these blocks. That's it. By the way, I do believe in system debugs. So use them like crazy because what good is running something in debug if you can't see what's going on? So each one of these blocks is checking out its applicable DML. If that DML is not applicable, don't not put it in here. Put it in and just comment it out so you get good coverage. But meanwhile, later on, you just simply uncomment it. You don't have to actually code anything. So as you're coming through here, you'll notice there's a dispatcher map. Those are your errors. Those are the things coming out from whatever thing you call in the dispatcher. He's going to return back to you your errors. So when we come past the code that actually called our dispatcher, if you notice it's so simple. This is our error detection block. Again, very simple. All we're doing in here is we're checking to see if something is numeric. If it is, we're going to use that instead of an ID, and if not, we're going to use the ID. And rhetorically, does anybody know why we're looking for is numeric? Simply because before insert doesn't have an ID yet. So you can't give back the errors for something before insert. But with this, as long as you're passing back the index, the ordinal within the list, you can. So it can handle either way. You are free to use the ordinal from the others as well. I prefer to use the ID simply because I might want to use it in some communications. Okay? You see it's coming through. We're going to go and do our error checks and provide errors back, if any. We're done. You do not have to touch this trigger again. And best of all, your managers and your analysts don't even have to look at this trigger. They don't care because they don't have to read code. We're going to come to the dispatcher that this thing is called. So at the top, we're going to see some unimpressive things going on here. We're just building some maps and insert lists. You'll notice that there are lists of S objects. And that's why you can pass back, no matter how many objects you have. You can pass them all back to the same list. Okay? This little block here is what I was talking about. If you want to do upserts, you can do it in here. And I've commented it out, but once you take a look at it, I'm sure you'll understand what's going on there. So another bit of unimpressive stuff going on here, just stuff getting set up. This part here is just for a little generic stuff, just in case we ever want a generic listing map, no matter what the event is. In this case, I'm not using it, but to me it's a good thing to always set up in case you do. Action. We've simply called an action method. So the great thing here, this is the trigger handler. Your analysts and DAs, even you never have to revisit this. You don't have to look at this because it's canned. It never changes. What does change is that action method, and even it only changes with a few lines. So after the action is called, whatever it might be doing, okay, we've got in here a thing just to go ahead and reset our recursion flags. As you know, often you want to prevent recursion on your calls. So this is how we do it ahead in the action. We actually check to see if we want recursion. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. This allows you to do it. These other ones, you see, the main one, prevent recursion, is the main one. There might be events where you don't want to prevent recursion. So these other flags allow you to have that flexibility. We're going to come down here with the updates to handle. This is the entire update block. Now, one thing I want to point out is that I've seen in too many cases, many people love to just simply say, update some list of objects, insert some list of objects. In my mind, that's easy, because you can't capture any errors by the way. That's where you get those nasty errors that turn on screen that you can't capture and get nice friendly errors from. You should always be using database.update and insert, and delete, and upsert, whatever it may be, because you can capture those errors. Okay? Well, that's exactly what we're doing here. Using the update and getting all those errors right here, passing it back. Now, in the services, in the action part of this,
Я
we're going
думаю,
to get
что,
into how you actually
думаю, что
communicate
основной
with
смысл
services.
понятен.
Because what are we doing with this map? What is this fancy old map doing? Here's your message. You can figure that out. But where am I getting this ID from? That'll come clear in the services class. Okay, we're coming through here. We're just going through each one of these. Remember now, when we're doing updates, you could have 600, 800, 1,000 objects in scope. Right? But you